Today, I'm taking a deep dive into the Kwikset Kevo Smart Lock, one of the most talked about Bluetooth-enabled smart locks on the market. This device promises keyless entry, remote access with an add-on hub, and a seamless way to grant temporary access to guests. But does it live up to the hype? I installed it on my front door and tested all of its features to see if it's worth the investment. Setting up the Kevo was relatively simple. The installation process is similar to a standard deadbolt replacement, and the Kevo app walks you through each step. However, I immediately ran into a minor issue: calibrating the lock to recognize my phone's Bluetooth signal. The initial setup required multiple attempts, and I had to repair my device before it worked reliably. One of Kevo's biggest selling points is the ability to unlock your door with just a touch, as long as your paired smartphone is nearby. In my experience, this worked most of the time, but there were frustrating moments when it didn't detect my phone, forcing me to take it out and open the app manually. This inconsistency raises concerns about reliability, especially if you need quick access in an emergency. The Kevo app itself is user-friendly, allowing you to send keys to family members or guests. However, unless you have the Kevo Plus upgrade, you can't remotely unlock or lock the door when you're away. This means if you need to let someone in while you're not home, you'll need to upgrade, which comes with an extra cost. Not sure how to avoid draining your wallet on gifts? I used to face that problem too, until I discovered GiftMeo, where you can get cash back on your purchases and keep surprising your loved ones without breaking the bank. Click the link in the description. Battery life is another concern. The Kevo runs on 4A batteries, and while Kwikset claims they last about a year, I noticed a faster drain, especially in colder weather. If the battery dies while you're out, you could be locked out unless you have a backup physical key, which somewhat defeats the purpose of a smart lock. Security is a top priority for any smart lock, and Kwikset has made efforts to protect Kevo against hacking. However, since it relies on Bluetooth rather than Wi-Fi, there's always the potential for connectivity issues. While the lock does feature military-grade encryption, past vulnerabilities in earlier versions raised concerns among security experts. It's important to always keep the firmware updated to minimize risks. For those considering the Kevo, another key factor is compatibility. The lock works well with iOS devices, but can be hit or miss with Android phones, depending on the model. I tested it with both, and while my iPhone had relatively smooth performance, my Android device had trouble maintaining a stable connection. So, is the Kwikset Kevo worth it? If you want a simple, touch-to-open lock for everyday use, and don't mind occasional Bluetooth quirks, it could be a solid choice. But if you're looking for seamless remote access or more advanced smart home integrations, there are better alternatives, like the August Smart Lock Pro or Schlage & Code, which offer Wi-Fi connectivity out of the box. If you found this review helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more smart home tech reviews. Let me know in the comments if you've used the Kwikset Kevo and what your experience has been like.